Good Tuesday morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray as we begin this road together today. Light rain outside, and I cannot stress about driving slower, leaving home a little bit earlier than you normally do with these streets wet. We had a pretty bad accident last night that we're going to tell you about in the area. These can happen anywhere. Just because you're on a 4-lane highway, don't take for granted that they can happen. You lose control, and next thing you know, you've hydroplaned. A lot of that happens on days like this. We don't want that to happen to anyone. Be careful. We'll tell you all about what went on with that. Let's first look at radar before we get into anything else to let you know exactly what we have today as we pull up Meridian Honda radar. There it is. There's rain everywhere. Now, as we look at the Meridian area, light showers in the western side of Clark County, even the southern portion around Shibuya getting a lot of rain out west through Jasper. We do pick up more heavy rain here in northern Neshoba County as we'll look at this. Right there, as we go up here, let's turn on some locations so you'll kind of see where things are. As you head out of here, headed toward Noxapater, out past Burnside Park, you'll get into some heavy showers there on 15 as you go there. The closer you get into Louisville, you're going to get into more rain. Lake Teocata, raining very hard today, up around Walmart and then coming back out around J&S Foods and all the way back out here toward the Kosciuszko area. And also, if you're going to be taking 19 out of Philadelphia past Arlington, you're going to get into some heavy rains. And as we get over here to Kemper County as well, just east of Cypress Mills, if you're going to be traveling 39 due north out of there, a shower or two there. Just up past McDade, you're going to get into a pretty good rain right before you get to Presley Bottom in that area there. As we get out on Old 45 here, you'll get into some showers there as well in Kemper County. Nothing horrible. That's the best that we've got, the heaviest that we've got going on north of us in those regions there. Main thing is driving careful, not getting too fast, and applying the brakes slowly. I know it sounds like I'm just harping on that, but wrecks happen so quickly, and we don't want you to be a statistic at all. No, we don't. As we look at the clock, 6:32 this morning as we begin it. Do hope you're feeling good. Let's head out to Collinsville as we do each and every weekday morning. Brother Paul Sizemore is going to speak to us today, and it's about peace. We do need that this time of year, don't we? Here's Brother Paul.
Are you ready to have yourself a merry little Christmas? This holiday is special because every Christmas is an open invitation from God to every person on planet Earth to experience hope, peace, joy, and love through Christ Jesus. We're thinking on these blessings this week, and today we'll focus on peace. Jesus told us in the Gospel of John, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. Let not your hearts be troubled, neither let them be afraid." In this broken world, Jesus promises to give us what both our body and soul long for, peace. One might define peace as the removal of hostility, worry, or fear, which leads to tranquility with God, other human beings, and with ourselves. That's peace with God, peace with people, and peace of mind. Are there things this Christmas threatening to wreck your peace? God invites all people to focus intently on Christ this season and offers to give us peace that surpasses all understanding. May the angel's declaration on that first Christmas echo forward in our lives. Glory to God in the highest, and on earth, peace, goodwill toward men. Merry Christmas. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. Again, if you don't have a church of your own, they'd love to have you as a guest. Come out and try it. You'll find them there right on the side of the road in Collinsville. You can't miss it there at 19. Big, spanking, brand new church. Love to have you a part of that. Good morning. Don't forget, tomorrow morning, I don't think I've brought this up yet. We'll have some musical guests tomorrow morning at 8. I hope you'll join us as Scott McQuaig will come in and he'll do a Christmas song or two for us. We're so close to Christmas, and, well, we need some Christmas cheer. Join us tomorrow morning at 8 with me and Candace as we begin that. We'd love to have you a part of this. If you haven't shared this before so others can find out, please do so. It's always good. I got a note this morning, all of our folks that are west of here, as we get into Scott County and Forest area. I got a note this morning. I haven't had a chance to verify, but I would assume it's close and pretty close to the truth. And there's not many of these yet, is why I really bring this up. This is starting to be a thing of the past. What are we going to do? I got a note that Ray's radiator was damaged in a fire in machine shop. Ray's radiator and machine shop was damaged in a fire last night. There are so few machine shops and radiators shops left. It's go buy new and throw it away. You can't always do that. But we'll look into that. But I'm getting word from Forrest that happened overnight. I hate that. Well, as we begin our news this morning, let's get into some headlines of what has gone on in the Meridian area overnight. A lot of things, I might add. First off, let's talk about gunfire, gunshots. It happened last night as we pull this up to take a look. An apartment was hit with gunfire. The Meridian Police Department went out. This would be at Frank Berry Courts. This would be right on 8th Street, right behind Miss Rodney's muffler. Back in that direction there, an apartment was struck with gunfire. Meridian Police Department would be called. They would go out and do a report. Some few hours later, they would be called back of somebody that walked outside and said, well, wait a minute, my car's got bullet holes now. So they had to go back to the scene to take another report on what happened there. Now, no word who was involved in this, but apparently a drive-by shooting once again in our area. We've been fortunate that so many people were not hurt. Now, something that I'm working on, I can't play it now because it has got to have some, what's the word I'm looking for? I've got to do some editing to some language and to some writing on it. But I have a video of a shooting in the Meridian area from over the weekend that is beyond disturbing. The streets of Meridian, you just would not believe it. As I watched it, and I guess I shouldn't be shocked, but in the heart of our town, and I'll have that today. I've got to take care of that. I can't show that with ugly language in any shape, form, or way. It was sent to me. Somebody videotaped it. It did happen here. There's no doubt. You can hear the gunfire, and I want y'all to see it. We'll have that before long. I'll get that straightened out sometime today. Get my team to come in and help me there. More and more of this. We would hope that even the bad guys would take a break as Christmas approaches. Wouldn't you think? It'd be nice. Doesn't look that way. I also got reports last night. Shots fired. 10th Street is where it would all happen as we look at here. This will be back in this area here. Let me blow that up where you can get a better look at that. As you look at that, that's Highland Park. It'd be just south of there is where that took place last night. No one hurt, no one injured in that. That's the good news, and I can tell you about that. Now, as I mentioned about driving careful this morning, this is a concerning thing. This is always Harry Mayer, Highway 39. You know where Harry's place is, the red light there, where Jack's and Walmart is, the new one. There was an accident there last night involving a truck and also a Crown Victoria. Pretty bad wreck. It threw the car into the signal box. Hard lick. Some folks had to be taken to the hospital. We unknown condition at this point, but that's just a bird's eye view of the map of where that happened. Of course, Harry Mayer's would sit right here, and then you would have right here that car rental place and Walmart here, and then Jack's there. Serious wreck. We're, as always, apparently either someone ran the stop sign. We don't know who or which one, but it looked very dangerous. Yeah, we pray for those involved in that. And that's what they are. They're accidents. They do happen. We look around. We had a 3-car. I'll go out on a limb and call it 3-car pileup, but it was a 3-car fender bender on 8th Street last night. This rain, and there were many more that I didn't get all of the information on. But these I do know about from last night as we look at this, that 3-car fender bender there on 8th Street. As we go to that 8th Street and 29th Avenue is where that went on. Pretty serious as well. They can happen with a moment's notice. Just bam. You don't even see it coming. Next thing you know, you're sliding off the road. We don't want you to be a victim of that. Now, disturbing, there's good and bad in this next story that we go to. Collinsville, Mississippi is where we go next. I haven't had a chance to speak with Ward yet, but I do know this has happened. As we go to Lake Ross Collins this morning, we've got a picture of the, we'll call it the, can I say perpetrator? Is that it? Suspect? Perpetrator? That attempted to do a break-in. It was the 9300 block of Collins Drive at Lake Ross Collins last night. The suspect was wearing a hooded black or navy North Face jacket, possibly driving around a 2015-ish Camaro. And we've got the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department investigating. As I said, good and bad. The good news is no one got anything. It was an attempted burglary. They didn't get anything. The bad news is someone tried. Ward and all the gang, Sheriff Billy Solly, investigating this. As we get more on this, we hope someone gets arrested. Now, in most of these cases, let me remind you, these cars that are used in this are not the person driving it. They're usually stolen vehicles that they either steal from here or Tuscaloosa and come to Meridian to do their thieving with, and then they'll park them somewhere. That's typically how that works. Always, if you can, grab a license plate if you're driving home and something just looks out of character. We all know that. You've seen that one car that you go, why are they there? Never hurts to grab your cell phone and take a pic of that license plate to where that would help the Sheriff's Department or the Meridian Police Department later on, no matter where you're from. Maybe you're watching me from Macon, Louisville, over in Newton. A lot of things go on in those areas too. Snap those pictures. Always good to have a description of what it is. If you're like me, you go, well, I think it was after about an hour or two. You got a photo, you can have a great memory, can't you? But again, we're glad that nothing actually happened there, but they did try. As we get nearer and nearer to Christmas, as we spoke with Ward when he was in here a few weeks ago, remember Christmas morning to tear those boxes up. Do not put whole boxes out by your driveway. Why? Bad guys want to come take whatever your kids or your spouse got for Christmas. Destroy that. Do not let anybody see that. The next thing that I wanted to show you as we talk about the Christmas spirit. Well, this always gets me in a good mood. Here's a picture of the plane. Have y'all seen this? And I called it the Meridian Christmas plane. I guess it's everybody's. It's flown everywhere. As you'll look at this, this is what she looks like. That's what's been flying around town. Isn't it beautiful? Spreading some Christmas cheer. Now, we don't know who the pilot is or whose plane it is. They want to keep that a secret. But we say a thank you to them, whoever it is, because they do a great job of spreading that Christmas cheer, and that's what this time of year is all about. A special thank you from me, and I'm sure you pass along that thank you too. It does brighten the lives of others. Something as simple as that. It's great, isn't it? Makes me feel good every time I look up and see it. We had a structure fire reported last night in Dalewood. It ended up being there was a fire underneath a home that's set up above the ground. The fire was near the bathroom area. The volunteer fire department there from Lauderdale joined in. I think Russell, several others were called in to help with that. They contained the fire. Thank heavens. No one was hurt to my knowledge, and that is a blessing as we look to Dalewood this morning. Let's see here. I was trying to see. I don't think somebody made a post about somebody named Charlie Monk has passed away. And I'm caught off guard because I'm not sure I know who he is. I'll have to Google that to make sure that I'm dead on with you. I'm not sure who he is. I'll find out, though. Let's see here. Ridgeland, I know a lot of people got angry during the locked up time, I guess you would call it, there during our COVID thing. And we have a Ridgeland man now that's paying the price for his anger. He got so mad he picked up the phone. You can't do this. And called the CDC and threatened them. Threatened a director, and he also threatened Fauci. He's going to be sentenced. Prosecutor said that Robert Weiser Bates, he's 39, has pled guilty to the interstate commerce. He faces a maximum penalty of 5 years in prison, $250,000 fine. All for losing his cool. Not worth it, is it? It's not. It's always best to remain calm, cool, and collective, but we all know that not everybody is made up that way. Some people have that temper that goes from 0 to 90 quick. They do. We can't help that. We look to Jackson, Mississippi, I-55. When was the last time you traveled down it? It's a busy road. Almost for a brief second would make you think you're in Atlanta somewhere. It's a lot of traffic. We see that there's been a shooting there in the parking lot of Kroger. 2 people were shot. Whoever it was drove away into the nighttime. They're still looking for them. Keep headlights on. LaWanda said that is a good thing there. A former Starkville, Mississippi employee has pled guilty. Why? Company or town gas card, used it for his personal use. It was over $1,000. He's been arrested and charged for misusing that. Can't be doing that, and they caught him. How sad it is in Christmas. He'll have to worry about trying to get out of jail and be home by Christmas over a few dollars. It's just not worth it. Etowah County, as I've often said, this is one of those crimes. There's two crimes when it deals with children. The next is dealing with a church that really get under my skin. Etowah County, Mississippi, deputies arrest a man for burglarizing a church parsonage. Leave the preachers alone. Bothers me when that happens. Austin Ashley has been charged with the burglary of the dwelling there in Etowah County, Mississippi. Now, you'll notice this as you go toward Philadelphia, one of the biggest places, and maybe down here underneath the bridge, right there as you're going toward Crossroads, all that work that's been going on. Philadelphia knows what I'm talking about, all this construction on the side of the road. All of that has come to a halt until after the new year. Mississippi Department of Transportation has put all projects on hold until after January 2nd. That's because, well, we don't want anybody hit by a car. Safety, it is, because there's going to be a lot more people traveling, and they also want to be home with their friends and family, so you'll see a sharp decline in all of that. Keep that in mind as you're out and about there. We go to Brookhaven, Mississippi, and how sad is this? As we look at crimes across the state of Mississippi, we see that a juvenile was killed, and we see that a juvenile was the perpetrator that killed someone. 16 years old, he's been arrested. 16 years old. Stands there like a full-grown man, like he knew what he was doing. It all goes back, and I think most would agree, to the family. We can sit and ponder how to cut back on crime, but until it all starts in the family, there's nothing the public can do. There's not jails big enough to hold everybody. It's got to start at home. Oh, it's another little factor that helps with that also. Being taught the good word. I think we know that. As our country goes further and further away from that, the more our crime will increase. It's no lie. The stats match it. Hazelhurst. I haven't been to a pool hall probably since I was 19 years old or so. It's been a long time ago since I played pool anywhere, and it was a bad decision in Hazelhurst for this guy to go there. He was in his mid-40s, a 43-year-old man shooting pool. Got into an argument with a man in the parking lot. He was killed, shot by a 29-year-old. What they fought about, we don't know, but he's dead, and whatever it was doesn't matter anymore. Tempers are short. People lose them, and people lose their lives. Memphis is where we go next. So a 25-year-old is accused of killing a football player from South Haven. Why is that? That's right across the Mississippi line. They're really close there. South Haven, Memphis, Tennessee. 25-year-old has killed a football player from Mississippi. Lost his life as we look at this. Now, this has been in the headlines a lot, and all of you, and I know there's a lot of people that are going to relate to what I say, because a lot of you deliver packages. You're the mailman. You check water meters. All the folks that have to visit houses know what I'm talking about when it comes to angry dogs. You go to deliver a package. Maybe you're the UPS guy, the FedEx guy. Maybe you check the water meter. Sometimes you got to run to get back to your vehicle because they're upset. As we see this, do y'all remember this? We brought this up a few days ago about the lineman in Carroll County, Mississippi, that was attacked by the bulldogs. Well, more information is being released on that. The owner of it is being charged. He's got charges coming up against him. That lineman got stuck. He was backing out of the driveway. He was walking up to the house, I guess, to get some help when five pit bulls charged him. They attacked. The owner did come out of the house. He ended up, at one point, firing the gun in the air. He took one of the animals out. I guess the proper way to word this is he euthanized the other four. They were probably going to do that anyway. He's still going to face charges. The lineman will be released from the hospital, expect to make a full recovery in the end, but injured pretty bad. Now, as we all know, that's scary, and each of us have been there. I remember I've been bit 3-4 times as a kid. Each time it was a German Shepherd that got me. Every time. For some reason, they didn't like me. And to this day, I respect German Shepherds. I keep my distance. Pit bulls are the same way. It's a breed that is very aggressive. If you walk, know your neighborhood. If you see one, it wouldn't hurt to stop, talk to the owners to tell them you're going to be walking. Let them know what time you walk so that they won't get you. Just a little extra precaution. It doesn't always work out that way. It all sounds good on a piece of paper, me telling you, doesn't it? But it doesn't always work out that way. When I was a little bitty boy, Mayhat, who kept me, would walk to town. She always carried this little stick with her, and she called that her little tapper. We see that a fire has destroyed part of a historic home in Natchez, Mississippi. This is horrible. The house was built in 1700. It's not totally destroyed, but it had major damage. It was the Adams County residence at 235 Foster Mound Road, known as Foster's Mound, built on top of an Indian mound in 1700. Been there a while. I think they can save it, a part of history there. This is, as we look around the state of Mississippi, this is good news. He's going to be retiring, and we wish him well. But the mayor of Waveland, Mississippi, is going to have a kidney transplant in January. He had to have it. It was dire straits. He's retiring, and he's going to have that transplant. We wish him the best of luck there. As we look around, the Air Force is grounding the B-52 stealth bombers. They had a plane landing, and it caught fire. They've grounded them all till they figure all of this out. And I'm sure by now that you've heard all of this talk about Elon Musk, to where he ran a survey and said, well, if y'all vote me down, I'll step down. Well, as it turns out, he's not going to be stepping out. Why? As he put it, it wasn't all on the up and up. It goes to prove that where there's bots out there. He said the next survey that's taken on there will only be by the blue check marks. So he's not going anywhere, so there's no one that can take over from him. But he ran that, and I guess it was to prove that there were still bots out there that cast votes that make you think things. Do you know where I'm going with that? Lead you to believe things are more true. They share things to get an agenda across. I think that was his whole point on all of that. On the way next, we'll check your forecast, let you know exactly what's happening and how wet it is.
Health Now is your locally owned medical equipment store. Every person's need is a little different, and they offer a little bit of everything from hospital beds, wheelchairs, reclining back wheelchairs, breathing treatments, CPAPs and supplies. They even have walkers, bath products, and oxygen. And the great thing about Health Now is they offer same-day service. They're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and on call 24/7. Health Now Medical Equipment, where we treat our patients like family.
The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're building it, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group. Lacey pointed out that we will celebrate the life of Mike Leach today, and that's going to be happening at Starkville today. Mississippi State head football coach that tragically passed away from a heart attack. How sad it is. We keep those family members in mind, and get a chance. I think that's also going to be covered online where you can watch the memorial service as well. Also, Nadine said that a GoFundMe account has been set up for the lineman that was attacked by those bulldogs. That's a good cause there. Paul sent back and said that Charlie Monk was known as the mayor of Music Row. I should have known that, shouldn't I? Get on me, Paul. Appreciate that. Let's check that forecast now.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
As we look at our record highs, record lows, 1990. Let's go back a few years. It was 77 degrees on that day, some 32 years ago. 1901, we just put the plus in there for a little extra additive. It was 10 degrees on this date, and folks, we got some weather coming pretty close to that. Showers expected today, 48, 49 is the most we'll see here in Meridian, may even be 47. As we go to Philadelphia, 48 to 47 in that neighborhood, and lightening up as you get toward Noxapater in those areas on into Winston County and up by Stark, Vegas. To the south, 48 in Laurel. Looks like it'll be 48 as well there in Quitman. We go east over to Tuscaloosa. Pretty much the same weather as the Meridian area. Clanton, Alabama, Troy, 48. No big changes in difference, but rain chances at least through 1 o'clock. As we talk about this and we stress this, take heed now. Antifreeze, wrap in your pipes. Be ready for this cold weather that is getting ready to move into our area. A significant threat. We're expecting wind chills to be -10 to -1. all of this area that you see here, right there, that red, that's -10. Anything below that, this orange, will be wind chills of 0 to 9. It's going to be miserable. Pets will need your help. Elderly will need your help. Homeless will need your help. This is a very serious situation for our area. It's weather that we're not accustomed to as temperatures dip and dip. As we look at that cold front still holding over us. As we look to this, and it's going to warm back up in a few days, but right now, today, 47, 39 tonight with a 90% chance of rain today. As we move forward tomorrow, about the only day that we don't have anything horrible, 54. As we reach Thursday, a high of 60, and temperatures are going to drop like crazy as they plummet to 15 degrees. Now, it's on and off if there could be a chance of a flur or some sleet. We'll watch it. It's not a big chance there, but you never know. As we turn to Friday, look at the difference. 60 on Thursday, a high of 28 on Friday, low that night of 13. That's going to be miserable. If you work outside, be prepared for what's coming. Saturday, not much better with a high of freezing, 32, nighttime low of 17 degrees. By Sunday, you'll be cold when you warm up that car to go to church, 37, low of 20. Whew. Monday, we start seeing a difference, a high of 45. And then on into Tuesday, the 27th, we start seeing the major difference, back up to 50. And by Thursday, we're at 65. Look at that. And as we go back to Christmas Day, as we'll look at that, nice weather, not too bad there, but cool for Christmas. As we'll get all the way up here to 70 degrees as we bring in the new year, 67 on New Year's Day. Can y'all believe that? It's pretty strong, isn't it? Let's take a look now at our best fishing times today as we go out to Chet's Paint Body. Today, looks like our best time is going to be this afternoon around 2 o'clock to 4. Be a great time to go fishing. You got a minor time there this morning around 9 a.m. Your wind's going to be northwest wind, 5 to 10, with gusts of about 20 miles an hour. All right, what about our deer hunting friends? Well, their first major time today, 10:30 to 12:30, a lunchtime hunt for you. This afternoon, you got a minor time there from 4 o'clock to dark 30. So that's if you're into that, might not hurt to go out and try it. Be fun for you. Enjoy yourself. The countdown to New Year's. This is what we've got from my friends over at Tate's. As we look at it, 12 days until the new year. 2023 will ring in. You can find them all there at Meridian and Collinsville. Some great fireworks. Check them out. Tate's Fireworks. You'll enjoy yourself there. Now, we're coming up at 6:57. Coming right up the top of the hour. Let's go back and look at radar. A quick look at that before you head out and hit the road here. We've got increasing rain north of us. Let's look at this as we come into the Macon area and also over here in Winston County. Light showers throughout Kemper, Lauderdale. As we look at Clark County, Jasper, Newton County, some light showers. But the heavier we're getting now north of us as you cross that Noxubee County line there at Sugar Lock. It's going to be heavy rain all the way back over on 14 from Macon, Mississippi to downtown Louisville. And if you're heading from there to Kosciuszko on Highway 25, you're going to need some serious slowdown time. Now, again, all of this area through here is prone to wrecks. We don't want anybody wrecking this morning. It can happen. At least school buses aren't rolling this week. Kids are excited. They won't have to face this cold weather. And do not, no matter how bad they try to trick you, don't stick your tongue to a flagpole today or Thursday or Friday. Wouldn't turn out good. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. Thank you for dropping by. Again, we've got Candace coming in at 8 a.m. as we'll give you all the headlines from around our area. It all kicks off at 8 a.m. Won't you join us right here at YouTube, Facebook? We'll be on Fox 30 Meridian. All coming your way. Thanks so much. God bless. We'll see you soon.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: